already know. Action. And we are live. Y'all already know. It's your man Hollywood, just an Orlando Magic fan, and I gotta give a suspense. I gotta give the suspense. Had to turn the camera off, cause guess what? We back. We are back. Brand new stream for y'all. Y'all already see the intro. I know y'all see the work that's been put in compared to the last lives that we've been having in every single live from here on out. We're just gonna get better and better. Better and better every single time. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm just going. We are just going. And if y'all saw the title of this video, it's called The Fannatics Show Live. If y'all see the little graphic moving, it's called officially the Just Hollywood 407 presents The Fannatics Show Live. What is The Fannatics Show? Why is it called The Fannatics Show? Blah, blah, blah. All right. The only reason why I called this The Fannatics Show, and I'm going to tell y'all first how I thought of the name, and then I'm going to tell y'all why. So I was walking literally in the morning. For those of you guys who don't know, I literally do walks every single morning. I try to do 3 miles just to clear the mind, start the day off right. And during one of my walks, I was randomly just thinking, because before I used to record these videos after work, I would have to edit them, post them, and honestly, I would just fall behind. But I told myself, if I go live, not only does it give me the pressure of having to not mess up, having to not curse on live, having to not say the wrong stats. You know, there's a lot of situations that can happen while being live that I obviously put myself in, but it prepares me obviously for the future and what I want to do. What is that, for those who may ask, for those who may see this down the line, see where I get eventually? My goal for right now is to have this show go live, have people tune in, talk about the Orlando Magic, which is my favorite basketball team of all time, and honestly just witness this team win a championship and have it all documented. I want to be able to come back 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and see videos like this one, you know, and remember, wow, I had my 9 to 5 working so-and-so place, and I want to be able to come back and say, wow, look at all the work you put in by yourself. Even if along the way you find people, along the way people give you that help, give you the stepping stone to get where you want to get, at the end of the day, you're the one who is right now in front of this mic, who set up this whole thing, who put himself in debt, who tried hard, who literally started everything out with a dream. And to be able to see where I get on the same pathway, on the parallel pathway of my favorite basketball team, the Orlando Magic, winning their first NBA championship. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm 24 years old, so I do consider myself young, right? Obviously, depending on what age point you look at me from, you will determine if that statement is true or not for you. But for me right now, I do believe I'm a young stud. You feel me? But I genuinely see the Magic winning a championship sometime by 2030. For those of you guys who don't know, the Orlando Magic CEO Alex Martins stated in 2016, I guarantee that the Orlando Magic would have won at least one championship by the year 2030. And at that time, I'm not going to lie to you, at that time, it sounded crazy. I was pretty mad as a kid because I'm like, I'm 16 years old, man. I'm going to be 30 when that statement is either valid or not valid. Bro, you couldn't give me a guarantee for the next 5 years, you know what I'm saying? Something to look forward to right now. But hey, it is what it is, right? What did he give me? The trauma of losing a Victor Oladipo, shipping him off for a Serge Ibaka. And I get it was Serge Ibaka at the time, and it wasn't like, okay, this is a terrible move. At the time, it was a bad move. Everyone knew it was, ooh. But it ended up being a terrible move just because the way Serge Ibaka ended up being here and the whole... We lost Victor Oladipo. We could have really used Victor Oladipo, but it doesn't matter because what ifs are what ifs, right? But right now, talking about this team, we are on a pathway, on a rise, on a... I don't even know what you want to call it, right? We are just having this phenomenal wave that genuinely we haven't had since the players that y'all currently see behind me right now have been here. You know what I'm saying? Since we had the Rashard Lewis, since we had the JJ Redick, since we had the Michael Petrus, we have not had a team that this city, this fan base, anybody who calls themselves an Orlando Magic fan can lean on and genuinely say, we're going to win the game. Right now, though, it's insane. I thought I was tripping, right? I, as a Magic fan who has been a Magic fan the 24 years that I've been on this earth, and regardless, even during my teen years of having, of course, the Heatles run and the KD Thunder run, and genuinely being an NBA fan and loving those players, loving those teams, buying those jerseys. I was a kid. I was a teenager. You were not. There's no way. It didn't matter what team you were rocking with. In Orlando, Florida, where I grew up, everybody was a fan of everywhere because everyone was from everywhere. But everybody knew, no matter if I was repping Boston, no matter if I was showing love to another city, another player, another town, another moment, another, I don't know, playoff run, whatever you want to call it, everybody knew that at the end of the day, the one team that was my team was the Orlando Magic, right? So, just seeing that and being able to have everybody say, like, oh, yeah, you're a Magic fan, you're a Magic fan, I genuinely just wanted to build this channel, build this live, so that I can document it as well as this team on way to that first championship. Unfortunately, if we do win it by 2030, right, I'll be 30 years old. I'm 24 right now. 6 years is going to be insane. And what's crazy is if you look back at 6 years ago from right now, I would have been 18 years old, fresh out of high school. And to think of everything that has happened in my life, from literally the day I walked out, the day I stepped out of my high school, to right now, and to do it all over again, right? But this time, be prepared as I am right now. It's gonna be a ride. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a ride, and that's confirmation right there. It's gonna be a ride. I swear on everything that I love. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my very best, and the reason why this show is called the Fannatics Show is because in trying my best, I've genuinely learned I gotta appreciate every moment I have. I gotta appreciate every game I go to, because you don't know when you're gonna be able to go to another one. You don't know when you're gonna be able to sit in those seats again, see those players again, experience that moment again. There were moments before COVID, and I hate to use that term, but genuinely, it's what we're gonna be saying a lot of the rest of our lifetime. Before COVID, man, I remember there were times, and I was a kid before COVID. Keep in mind, I was 19 when COVID hit. So I experienced COVID at an amazing age. You know what I'm saying? And not to disrespect COVID, not to disrespect what it was. You know, I'm not downplaying what it was, and RIP to all those people lost and affected, right? But in all seriousness and jokes aside, being 19 at that time, I wasn't a kid, right? So I didn't have to worry about, like, oh, I go outside, I step outside, boom, COVID. I don't have to worry about watching other people, because all I really got to do is watch myself, because as long as I'm watching myself, ain't nobody go get within 6 feet near me. You know what I'm saying? So it was a vibe. It was a vibe, and at that point, I really opened up my mind. And some people used COVID to their advantage, and some people just let the time go by. And I thank God that I probably used the time 60-40. I really enjoyed, like, I vacationed. I just spent time with friends, family, the entire lockdown, the entire time, which was a moment I'll never forget in my life. And I was young enough to really not have responsibilities to worry about, like, bro, if I get fired, what's going to happen? Like, I'm not going to have a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to worry about anything. I really just experienced it, I would say, at a key moment where the worriness and the risk was all as low as it could be for people at that time, my age, right? Now, I just thought, obviously, bringing in this channel, bringing in everything, this team has never won a ring. And I'm going to emphasize it, and I don't care. There's going to be Magic fans that be like, bro, Why we said it a million times? Why we haven't? We haven't. And I've heard it a billion times from everybody else who wants to talk to me, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, the time is coming. And I knew I had to get this camera and I had to start recording because I knew that the documents needed to be published. The videos needed to be edited. The live needed to be streamed. The jerseys bought. The game tickets got. Everything had to have happened because I knew, along with this team, man, myself, mentally, physically, I'm on a rise. This team is on a rise. And what did I mention before? The parallel. This team, my channel, this team, my channel, this team, however you want to say it, however I want to put it, right? It's a parallel. It doesn't matter how you see it. It doesn't matter from what perspective. The lines are going the same way, and it's only up from here. And it starts with this. And now I'm so sorry because, of course, I diluted a little bit from the original. Why did I call this show the Fannatics Show? But the reason why I called it a Fannatics Show, the Fannatics Show, and to be specific, right, was because back in the 90s, I was not alive. I was born April 10, 2000. Back in the 90s, the Orlando Magic had a player by the name of Shaquille O'Neal and another player by the name of Penny Hardaway. Them boys was nice. Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Jeff Turner, Scott Skiles, all them boys. Back then, the Darryl Armstrongs, like, them boys was cooking back then. So the merch, bro, and that was back in the day when the logo was the throwback logo. When this was our for those who don't know, fun fact, this was our first ever alternate jersey. The blue pinstripes was our first ever alternate jerseys. The original jerseys we had were the white pinstripes. This black pinstripe was the only two jerseys that we had. Then we got this blue jersey and we built that as the alternate, right? These jerseys to me are the greatest of all time, the greatest jerseys to ever touch an NBA floor. And I get it, there are other phenomenal jerseys like the throwback Raptors jerseys. You want to talk about classics like the Lakers jerseys. I would say the Celtics, but that's being biased because it's just basic green and white. It's just basic white and green. I ain't gonna say nothing about that one, but I had to throw in my little secondary team in there. But the Denver Nuggets throwback, the Vancouver Grizzlies throwback, a lot of throwback jerseys, a lot of throwback logos were really fire. But above all, the Orlando Magic one was number one. So our merch sales were through the roof. We were going up and up and up. And what happened? Of course, we had to make products. We had to give the people what they wanted. And what did they want? A store. They wanted some place to buy it because how can I get what they have? How can I get what they have in the 90s when I don't have one of these? There's nothing for me to be able to just, hey, let me get 50 Shaquille O'Neal jerseys because I want to flip them. There's nothing like that. People had to show up to the store at whatever time it opened if they wanted the jersey. Meaning, of course, everybody knows now when the freshest Travis Scott's drop, when the freshest Jordans drop, Nikes, LeBrons, KD retros, whatever you want to talk about, right? When those drop, what do we have to fear nowadays? The bot. The people who put their time, their money into getting something, a software that will take away the opportunity from the common viewer like you and me, right? The common consumer, might I say. But at this point in age, there was nothing in that range of capability. There was nothing to be able to do that. So what did they have? Lines, my friends, lines of people waiting outside of the doors, miles and miles of people. And of course, violence was crazy because if you see a line of at least 5 miles long of just people waiting for shoes, waiting for a jersey, and I'm mad at the world I'm extremely mad at myself, at life. I don't have love. I don't have a job. I don't get love from my kids. I don't know what people could be going through to be able to do this to somebody. But hey, I'm not waiting that line. I don't got the money to buy that. But you know what? I love this team the same way they do. And you know what? Just judging by the way I look at you, it seems to me that you don't deserve it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to mug you. And they would mug people and they would stab people, shoot people, whatever. Not to get violent. You know what I'm saying? But here we speak the truth. And all I'm going to say right now, back then, those days were violent because people wanted the product. They couldn't get the product because there was no bots. You had to stand your behind in line. And if you wanted that jersey so bad, you better get up early. Because a big boy like myself, who were a 3X for it, they ain't had that back then. You wanted to get that, boy, you had to call Shaq yourself and be like, yo, my boy, I could get one of yours, bro. Like, just throw it in the laundry a little bit so it could shrink a little bit and just throw it out in the crowd. I'm going to be the boy right over there. And the only thing, like, come on, bro. Come on. At that time period, there wasn't the availability of 300 mediums, like imagine now we have millions of production. You know what I'm saying? Not even talking about size. Let's take big sizes out of the way. The production, they would only be able to make a certain couple hundred shirts, jerseys, hats, whatever it is. Why? Because back then they didn't have the machines we have now, where they have the technology, they have the speed. They don't need, it's one person clicking blah, 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 blah. Back then it had to be your grandpa, your grandma. Toss it to your boy. Bring it over here. Got it. What? Like back then, it was tough, bro. And they would speed it up and they would make the production. But of course, that means the exclusivity was through the roof, which led to the violence, which led to the necessity, the need, this greed that people had. It built because of moments like that. And it all stemmed from what? The team being so good, right? The team having that. We want it because the logo was insane. I wish I could live this time. And imagine I'm explaining all of this from just word of mouth and research that I've done throughout my entire life to just know what life was like back then, right? But I wanted to show you guys. This is what the store was called. And the reason why I called this show the Fannatics Show was because there was a store called the Fannatics, and it was located in Orlando. And for those of you guys who don't know, the Fannatics store, man, it was a pure Orlando sports store, meaning we had the Orlando Solar Bears and we had the Magic at that time. You are telling me that we had a store that wasn't in the main arena, which at that point was, I'm assuming, I don't even remember I think it was called the Orlando Arena at that time. You mean to tell me I don't even got to go to the arena to go to a main store to buy Magic gear? Official Magic gear? Nah, bro, you're tripping. I would have lost my mind. I live in Miami, and I hate to admit it. That's why I stuttered a little bit right there. I live in Miami, and I hate to admit this, but one thing that I genuinely do adore about the Miami Heat and their culture, and this is just me tipping my hat off, paying my dues, game recognizes game. They have Miami Heat stores at the airport, at the malls, at the team stores, at places that tourists go. You will see a stand that says Miami Heat store. The Heat are a brand that's already selling, obviously because of the dynasty, right? With LeBron James, greatest player to ever play, right? But without that, who knows what the branding would be like? You know what I'm saying? They might be where we are right now, where there's Magic gear trickling around. You're always going to find these jerseys. Always. You're always going to find these somewhere. They're always going to talk about them. But in terms of jerseys from right now, it's going to be trickled around the city. You know what I'm saying? But if we had this baby that's right behind me, the Fanatic store, boy, I wish we still had it. And of course, by the reaction that I'm giving you guys and everything that I'm telling you clearly, you guys can just put two and two together. The store no longer exists. They actually have a photo, I think, of it being demolished, and I genuinely, it pains me to watch it. Genuinely, like, not even trying to like be funny or nothing. Like, this is my career. This is my like passion. So seeing this store, which for me is a store, a moment that if I had a time machine, I would go back here. Like, I've seen it, I've heard about it my entire life. I would go back to this moment right here. I would genuinely go back, sit in that store and experience it, and like, look at the logo on the side, man. Like, just the aesthetic of the store itself, bro. And that's the back. That's not even the front. That's the back. Or is it the front? I don't even know, because of course I wasn't there. But regardless, man, that store looks amazing, bro. Like, the logo, the Solar Bears puck right there too. It's just like, it sucks to say that. And I believe that our logo now is as fine as ever. I don't agree with a lot of these people that say we have to go back to the throwback. We have to go back to the throwback instantly because ours is bad. Ours is not bad at all. Ours is not bad at all. But man, you tell me you put this logo anywhere, anywhere. You could put it on jackets, hats, binders for school, backpacks. I don't even know. Controllers, calendars, flags, fans, lights, suitcases. Like, come on, bro. I'm just looking around, pointing around at things that we could slap this logo on, and I'm telling you it would sell. But the Magic know what they're doing, and there's a rumor going around that the Modern Classic is coming back, right? But the reason why I called this the Fanatic Show, the reason why, and I'm gonna end this soon. I'm so sorry, it was supposed to be short, but honestly, just being passionate, you end up running time. And who's gonna stop me? It's my channel. If you don't want to watch it, get off. But and shout out my boy Trey. Love you, my brother. No funny shit, man. And I don't care if I curse, because this is the realest thing ever, bruh. You watching it, you the only one watching it. But guess what? I think people have like trickled in. But guess what? One day, bro, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people watching this, and I'm gonna remember the days like this, where it was you over there on your couch, chilling, watching your boy just talk about a team that you're not even rocking with like that. So I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, bro, and I don't even care what people say, bro. You already know it's love from the bottom of my heart to you, my brother, because you is a brother for life. Now, thinking about this team behind me, thinking about this store behind me, every time I see it, I always think, I wish I lived it. I wish I had the opportunity to see it. So you know what? I said, when people die in this world, when people leave this world, when people just have a moment in terms of, I don't even know, a business, a memory, a moment, the only thing that ever keeps that truly alive is what? It's not a gravestone, it's not a label, it's not a text, a photo. None of that is real, bro. Because at the end of the day, 100 years from now, the photo is going in the trash. The tombstone is all messed up unless you people really take care of it. And are they really, between me and you? You know what I'm saying? Just being honest, keeping it a bean. But now, the one thing that keeps everything, no matter what those situations that I just mentioned look like, no matter how many times people come visit you, no matter where your ashes are buried, no matter when you died, no matter how you died, no matter what happened between the moment you died until then, the one thing that will keep your name and your memory alive is what? Word of mouth. If you speak of that, about that person, about the memories, you speak about the how you felt, you speak about what they made you feel the day after, what they made you do, what they make you say, how'd you react. You start speaking all of that, you can go on. Look at me, bro. This stream has gone on right now for 27 minutes, and it was supposed to be a quick stream. once you start thinking about memories, thinking about times, you just keep going. And I'm here by myself. Imagine if I was with somebody who was from like that era and I was just interviewing them and I was just like, what? The questions would be endless. The questions would be endless because I unfortunately will never be able to live in the era of having that store, right? But guess what? I can dedicate my lives, the show, what I really am passionate about and what I really love to that store and to that moment, because it's more than a store for me. Looking at that, it shows my city. It shows the progress that we have made from when that photo was taken to right now. And seeing everything that has happened with this team, it just brings back memories looking at this photo. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said anytime that people talk about this channel, talk about my show, talk about the magic on my platform, they gotta mention Fannatics. They gotta mention that they're a Fannatics. Where I don't even know, because I don't want to call people, I think they would just be a fanatic, because that's just English, right? But the reason why, and I might talk about it sometimes, I might talk about it, maybe not a lot. I don't know. I don't know how many times I'm going to get asked throughout life. But I'm not really going to talk about why, like the origin of this name. Only OGs are going to know. And that's what and I know I said that last video with what I talked about, which I don't even remember what I really talked about last video because all of these are live, no edits. But I'm not really going to talk about why I named this whole story. This is what this live was for. I'm dedicating this live to just the name, just the basis, what I want to do, why I'm doing it, and y'all see it. If y'all have to take anything away from this live, take away that this team and this channel and this team are on a parallel like no other, and we are connected as one and going up. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't allowed to be around during this time, right? But I sure as hell am allowed to be in the time that we live in right now, and I'm enjoying it, and I have to document it because there might be moments with this team just like this behind me that I can't get anymore. You know what I'm saying? That I would have to just Google to talk about. So I'm enjoying it now, and I want y'all to enjoy it, and I want you guys to get inspired the same way I got inspired by watching people on the camera talking about this team, man. I love this team. I love this city, man. Regardless where we at in the world, no matter if we in Orlando, no matter if we in Boston, New York, LA, Miami, I don't even know, Tennessee, because I love my family. They stay out there in Tennessee, Mississippi, Virginia, wherever I am going to be at. Y'all already know. It's your man Hollywood, just an Orlando Magic fan. And like always, I really appreciate all of you guys because genuinely, regardless if you're here for the live or not, because a lot of people tell me, like, they'll text me after, like, yo, bro, I ain't know you was on live. Dude, I don't get mad if people don't watch my streams. I don't get mad. The streams is gonna stay on the channel forever. You know what I'm saying? What am I mad at? You're gonna find it eventually. You're gonna see this eventually. I'm just happy you guys are watching it. I've seen people tell me they watch it in the morning, they watch it on their way to work. So I genuinely appreciate this. I appreciate everybody out there. And if you reach the end of the video, y'all already know to subscribe to your boy. Like, comment, do anything that you want and related to this channel, because we need it right now. We are in the beginning, and we want all the love we could get because we are on the way up, and we are what? Parallel with this team. Y'all already know it's your man Hollywood, just an Orlando Magic fan, and like always, it's been a great show. What a phenomenal show. Episode 1, the Fannatics Show, official. Just Hollywood 407 presents the, you know what, for the one time, even if we messing around, I'm gonna do like one of those like video intros, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I be thinking when y'all see the beginning stream. This is what I thought in my head when it came up. It's like, Just Hollywood 407 presents the Fannatics show. And everyone start clapping, you know what I'm saying? But y'all already know, man. It's your man Hollywood, just an Orlando Magic fan. And like always, great show. It's a wrap. We are out of here.